just preparing for this episode.
Okay.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the Cold Spot Confessions podcast. My name is Stacey.
I'm Vicky.
And this is episode 19.
19.
I think. Yes, it is. Episode 19. How crazy is that?
I know.
I'm actually shocked we've done this for 19 weeks. I mean,
Not consistently.
Not consistently. That makes more sense. But yes, episode 19. And today we are going to be covering Ed Gein, which we've mentioned him a few times on the podcast, but not at length. We've just been like, oh, that guy with the nipple belts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we remember.
Sexy little nipple belts?
They're really not. You can tweak them though.
You know what? I can just picture now as him just going, oh.
I mean, he probably did do that. But yeah, so today we are covering Ed Gein.
He's a creepy little bastard.
Before we go into that, shall we spill our podcast?
I don't have one.
Welcome to the podcast. So Vicky's prepared. Do you know what else she's prepared? Nothing. This is my information that I have come up with, and she's along for the ride.
I tried, okay?
She can't even talk.
The documentary was so boring that I almost fell asleep.
You watched the wrong one.
Yeah, I know, but I thought, oh, this one's going to be good because it's an Amazon one, and usually Amazon are pretty good at their documentaries.
Oh, they're really bad.
Yeah, this one was really bad.
Well,
so I mean, to be honest, I don't know if it was really bad or the fact that I was just so tired that I didn't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because Enzo was up last night and so actually, no, this is my poltergeist.
Okay, we got one now.
So Enzo woke up the other night and he said, Mummy, my cameras are talking to me. And I was like, you fucking joking. So I was like, okay, what did they say? And he said, they didn't say anything. It was a really loud noise, and then I flew away.
Peter Pan?
Yes, so I went, buddy, I think that was a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, okay.
Okay.
I was like, okay. So I went back up to bed, and I was listening, because like, just in case, I was listening for ages. And then he's going, Mummy! And I was like, oh God, I have to get back down again. So I went down, I was like, what's the matter? And he was like, it keeps talking to me over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, it's not. I've been listening. But now everything in his room is creepy.
Well,
he said to me this morning, he was like, I don't want to wear a nappy to bed anymore. I was like, that's fine. We will try going to the toilet before bed, and I'll wake you up before I go to bed to take you to the toilet, and I'll leave the potty in your room. So when you wake up in the morning before me, you can just go straight to the toilet. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, cool. Went to go take him to bed before I got here, and he freaked out that his potty was in his room.
Yeah, the potty's going to eat him.
His potty was too creepy. Mm-hmm. He did not want me to take it in there. He had a full-on meltdown. So it's now outside of his door, which I told him I put it in the front room because he was adamant I had to put it in the front room.
Of course he was.
So it's outside of his bedroom.
Your kid's weird.
Yeah. So you're welcome. There's my poltergeist.
I've got a couple of poltergeists, really. One of them's kind of the same as what it was last week. I am preparing to move house. Woohoo! We are on the final, finalising stuff. We'll be signing paperwork soon. And I still haven't really done much to move.
No, there's nothing packed from what I can see.
There's a box there.
Is it full?
It is. It's full of Tupperware because Malachi kept opening all the Tupperware up. And I was like, fuck this. This kid's not having this anymore. Packed it up.
Do you know what? The good thing about you moving? You're going to find your spoons.
I will find my spoons. They'll all be in Malachi's room.
I don't know what
it's literally in the. I keep seeing it when I go to put him to bed. The spoons on the door, the door threshold. There's just a spoon, and I keep meaning to pick it up, but I don't. Yeah, I find all my spoons, which that's I'm saving some money there.
Yeah. You don't have to go and buy new spoons.
No, but I do need to vax Cass's carpet because
you need to empty that vax. Have you emptied it?
I have.
Oh, okay, good.
But I'm borrowing Ryan's vax because I need a bigger one because Cass keeps.
Are you going to empty that one?
I don't know. Cass keeps sleepwalking and peeing on the floor, so his room smells like pee, and he needs to sort that.
He has a toilet in his room.
I know.
Like, there's a bathroom
I know.
attached to his
There was
bedroom.
clothes on the floor, and when I went in there, it was wet and there was pee all over them, and Cass sleepwalks. So I now need to vax his room a few times, get it really nice and clean so it doesn't smell like pee. And
I've got some pee neutralizer you can borrow.
Oh. What did you pee neutralizer?
Because I had Enzo when he was potty training.
Oh.
And it was all over my floor and everywhere.
I just spray what's that stuff called?
Flora?
Yeah, that stuff. You knew because it's always a good thing to have.
Yeah.
I always said that. Anyway, we're talking about pee and random shit, and I think we should just move on to Ed Gein.
Yeah, I think we should.
And his drawer full of vulvas.
His what?
Vulvas? He had 9 preserved vulvas in the chest.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what we're getting into.
I don't want to get into those vulvas, thank you. I know he was.
Oh, so
well, not even like a pretty thing to look at. Was it like lips and all?
Mm-hmm.
Did it have like the vagina attached to it, or was it literally just the vulva?
It's like just imagine a vagina, and then you just got the outside of the skin as well, flattened.
Yeah, so the vulva.
Yeah, no, but I mean like the thigh skin, like so there's like an outside part, so it's like a whole one, and it's preserved.
Wow.
So that is what we are getting into today.
Lovely.
So shall we dive right into the drawer full of weirdness?
Yeah, okay. Why not?
Okay.
Muff diving.
There's muffin more with that. Maybe he would have liked going to Scotland and getting one of those furry trouts. What are they called?
Furry muff.
The furry trout. You know the.
Oh yeah. From what episode was that from? I can't remember now.
That was like 2 weeks ago, I think. Okay then, let's get to it, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I feel like the best place to start with Ed Gein is family, because his family is one of the biggest reasons why he was so fucked up in the first place.
Well, with most serial killers, it's usually because the family's fucked up.
Yeah, mainly his mum.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. His mother is
mommy issues. Why is my... Have you got Velcro? Yeah. Why is there Velcro on your carpet?
Malachi. Do I need to
explain it?
Do I need to go into it anymore?
I was actually my foot scraped against it, and I was like, "Is it Velcro or just food?"
It's probably a combination of both.
It's just Velcro.
It's just my house. So yeah, his mum was an awful woman. She was very religious. She thought any woman that wasn't like a super religious person was a Jezebel, is what she would call them. It's like, do not go near those Jezebels. And
so what is a Jezebel again? Because
it's pretty much like a slut. It's like
like a whore.
Yeah.
Okay, Jizzy Tinkerbell.
I don't think
Jezebel.
I don't think that's where that came from.
Sounds like
it does sound like it, and I like that. Jizzy Tinkerbell is 100% the new meaning of that word.
Yes. I'm glad we've clarified that.
Yeah, so basically any woman that wasn't super religious or that she didn't frown upon. And she
didn't like.
She was a Jizzy Tinkerbell. Yeah. And she would constantly say, only a mother would love you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? Why is it with some of these like boy mums? Like, I know we're boy mums, but some of them, especially like the American ones, I've watched like a TikTok and it's like my Monster-in-Law series, and some of the boy mums
they're
are
assholes.
Unhinged.
I don't get it.
Really fucking
unhinged.
Want
someone to take mine away.
Yeah.
They can go.
I will go out there and I will find him someone who will be brilliant for him.
I think that's an issue, is you going out there and finding someone for him. I think he should go off and find his own person and you let them go.
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay, no, she's a nice person, you go ahead.
Yeah.
But I mean, if she's an asshole, I will say.
Unless she's a Jizzy Tinkerbell. Then maybe not.
Yeah, then I'll be like, Enzo, you need to rethink your choices here.
Yeah.
But
basically, she would constantly just tell him on repeat, like, only a mother would love you. So you can imagine what that'd do for a child and a man living with his mother.
only a mother could love you.
Yeah.
Basically saying that he's really fucking ugly and nobody would want him.
That's basically what she was trying to get across, and that he
What
wasn't
a mean
worth.
bitch.
Yeah, and she would constantly say, like, I was really trying for a girl.
You can't try for a girl.
And then I was stuck with you. She was like, I only had coitus with you. Well, not coitus, but I'm saying coitus. I can't remember what she said, but it's basically along the lines of, I only had sex with your dad twice, and I told you that. And that was to try and conceive a girl. And basically saying that she was disappointed that she received 2 boys.
But how did she think it worked? Because it's not down to her or the position.
No, it's
down to the man.
I think she just wanted a girl. That's what she was trying to say, and she was disappointed. So her name was Augusta.
Augustus Gloop.
She was German, by the way, just to let you know. And she was a fanatical, deeply religious woman who followed a harsh version. Oh God, not virgin. Version.
Well, she was before she met his dad.
Of Lutheranism. I'm assuming that's like a very religious belief system, you know, she was like the highest of it as well. Like she was like, Jesus is everything, pretty much. And she hated men.
I kind of gathered from the way she was like, I only slept with your dad twice.
Yeah,
and I got 2 boys. How dare you?
That's basically it.
Only a mother would love you.
So she despised her husband, George, because he was an alcoholic and in her eyes, a failure.
I don't blame him. I would drink too if I had someone like that in my life. Jesus Christ.
And like the thing is, she would frequently pray for his death in front of her sons.
Wow.
She hated him that much.
Well, do the job yourself. You want a job done properly, you do it your fucking self.
So she believed the world was rotting with sin, and she moved the family to a 150-acre farm specifically to insulate. Yeah, it's right. Insulate Ed and his brother Henry from the filth of other people, especially women. So she wanted to literally isolate them.
So she hated men and women.
Oh yeah, it only like
she's not really leaving any leeway.
No,
there.
I think if they were like her and like super religious, maybe she would have liked them, but everyone in her eyes were just despicable people. And do you want to know something fun?
Go for it.
Every afternoon, she would read the boys graphic passages from the Old Testament, focusing on death, retribution, and the whoredom of women.
Wow. Fun bedtime stories.
She read the best bedtime stories.
And I thought Hansel and Gretel was bad.
So Augusta didn't just raise Ed, she possessed him. Like, she was in his head at all times of the day. Whenever Ed tried to make a friend or showed interest in a girl at school, Augusta would shame him, calling him dirty or just like his father.
Shame.
Pretty much, yeah. It's pretty much like that. To the point, she would read passages to him whilst he was like naked.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. So while Henry, the older brother, eventually started to rebel against her, Ed became her ultimate soldier, and he was like pathologically submissive to her. He didn't just obey her, he worshipped her as the only source of truth in the whole entire world. Which is the worst. That's how you form these crazy people. The family is what makes them most of the time.
Yeah.
And some damage to the frontal lobe. I'm hoping that Malachi doesn't turn out like that. He's hit his head so many times. He just needs, hopefully I'm not psychotic enough to raise a serial killer.
I mean, you like a true crime, but you're not one to raise that in your own home.
If I started seeing it, he was definitely getting sectioned.
It's early intervention. He started to kill the neighbour's cat.
Guy, but
you're just like, Malachi, let's get you in
some people are coming to see you later.
You're just going to sedate you for a while.
So, she frequently told Ed that women, other than herself, of course, were vessels of sin.
Wow.
And the devil's playground.
Oh.
So this created a massive psychological knot in Ed. He was fascinated by the female body, but taught to be terrified of it. Let's talk about his father.
Yeah.
His father was a violent alcoholic who was largely a failure in Augusta's eyes. I think everyone's a failure in her eyes, to be fair, though.
Yeah. Even her own children, apparently.
Yeah. She hated her children. He worked various jobs, carpenter, tanner, grocery store owner, but was often unemployed. I mean, he does sound like a piece of shit, to be fair. He doesn't sound like a great husband, but...
Then being an alcoholic, you're not really going to be able to hold down a job well, are you?
No, and if you have a wife like that, I don't imagine you wanting to be sober at any point in your life.
At the same time, you really wouldn't want to be home.
No.
So you'd want to be out working.
Yeah, that's very true. But often... So, yeah, he frequently beat Ed and Henry, reportedly hitting Ed so hard in the head that it caused his ears to ring. Probably the start of him being a crazy person.
I mean, I think his mother started that one, but I think the damage to the brain kind of helped move things along.
Yeah. So, he also had his brother, who was his older brother, called Henry Gein. He was Ed's only sibling. While Henry shared the same upbringing, he began to rebel against his mum's suffocating influence as he got older. Maybe he didn't get hit as much as Ed in the head. Who knows?
Also, the firstborn is usually like the most outspoken.
Yeah.
And then like the youngest is usually like mummy's baby.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so this created a rift between the brothers as Ed remained obsessively devoted to her.
Yeah, mummy's boy.
Pretty much, yeah. So, in...
Aria's at it now.
If you can hear a baby in the background, I'm sorry. Aria is being loud in the other room.
She's been taken care of.
Yeah, she's not just locked in a room. She's with her dad. But she is in just the other room and I can hear her.
Yeah.
So, in 1914, Augusta moved the family from La Crosse? I wouldn't say La Crosse because it's just La Crosse with an E at the end. La Crosse. Let's go La Crosse. That sounds better. I don't know. In like to a 150-acre farm in Plainfield, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
So she chose the location specifically for its isolation to keep her sons away from sinful outsiders.
Yeah.
So Ed was incredibly shy and had strange mannerisms, like laughing at his own internal jokes. Whenever he tried to make friends at school, Augusta punished him. So he wasn't allowed friends. He was only allowed to leave the farm for school. Otherwise, his life was chores and scripture.
Sounds so fun.
It just sounds like the making of a crazy person.
Yeah, he's isolated and alone
all the time, and just with his mum. Despite his social awkwardness, Ed was a good student, particularly in reading. He was fascinated by adventure stories and later anatomy, and he also liked detective true crime stories as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I like how that comes in handy later on.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of anatomy and true crime.
Yeah. He was also obsessed with the Holocaust because it was happening at the same time as all of this.
Oh.
And that is something I'm going to go into in a second.
That's not really something somebody should be obsessed with while it's happening.
No, he had seen pictures of the way the Jews were being kept at the camps and he liked to look at it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
See, normal people would be like, oh my God, that is awful.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needs to do something.
Yeah.
But little Eddie's over there going, oh, look at that.
Pretty much.
I can see those ribs.
When... Oh dear.
I can make a necklace out of those nipples. I told you, I'm so tired. Things are being weird.
So his dad died of heart failure. But from what I've heard...
killing him.
Yeah. To be fair, from what I've heard, allegedly, I don't know, it seems more like he was pushed to death from what I've seen and read, she was very happy when her husband died, and she was like, we never have to go through that again. And they were like dancing.
Wow.
So, and she was like, I'm going to put some music on.
Your dad's dead. Celebrate.
That's the way it seems. So I think it was more of creaky chair syndrome. Can you hear that? Jesus, this chair's going to break. It seems more like that's what really happened, but we're just going to say his father died of a heart failure. But probably not.
Bit of arsenic will do the job.
Ed Gein's inspiration for a lot of stuff came from various of different things. Some was to do with the way his mum brought him up and the complicated issues he had with like sexuality and stuff. And the other part is his Nazi, like, he wasn't against Jews or anything. He just liked the way they were being treated, almost.
He was fucked up.
Yeah. And then we'll go into that too. So, let's just roll off a few things, okay? So, he had a transgender impulse.
What?
So
he liked transgenders, or he wanted to be one?
He wanted to be one.
Right, okay.
But obviously against everything that he's been taught.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with his mum. He would like masturbate wearing his mum's laundry, like her bra and pants.
Wow. I mean,
so
I'm not one to, you know, what is it called? Yuck someone's yak or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
I only heard that term today. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah. I'm not one to do that. But your own mother's clothing.
It's weird.
That's where I draw the line. It's incest. I draw the line there.
So in 1944, Henry dies, his brother. So the brothers were burning marsh vegetation when a fire got out of control, and Henry was found dead in a section of the property the fire hadn't actually reached. So with bruises on his head as well, might I add. They ruled it an accident at the time, but many modern investigators suspect Ed murdered Henry because Henry had begun to criticize their mother. And that's one thing that I've seen in the documentary that I watched, is that he killed his brother. And he, like, one thing with Ed Gein is that he's also schizophrenic.
Oh, right. Well,
so
that makes
he
sense.
would like disassociate with a lot of stuff. He would see people that weren't there, and like he would see his brother being alive, but he's actually dead because he killed him, and all that fun stuff. So it was almost like all these things are alleged because no one really truly knows.
Sense. And it makes me wonder, was his mum schizophrenic too?
Most probably.
Because of the because like she's thinking like all these women are evil, they're sinful, and all these men are sinful. And like, is that where she gets that from? Because it is genetic.
Yeah, it is. And his mum's crazy. So, and then in 1945, following a series of strokes, his mum dies. And this was obviously a big thing to Ed because he was obsessed with his mum.
Oh, now he's all alone.
Who was now 39, by the way, and lived with his mum.
Okay. I was thinking that he was still quite young.
No, 39. He had never lived alone and had no other identity outside of her. So he's been raised with her the whole time, and now she's dead. Which is where he turns into a psycho.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't know any different. He doesn't know anything.
No.
39 years and fucking hell, I couldn't imagine. I love mum to bits.
I would have went crazy.
Jesus Christ, I would not be able to live with her for 39 years.
Nope.
Love her to bits, but we'd kill each other.
Yeah.
Not physically. But but we would drive each other crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you could live with anyone. Like I wouldn't live with any family member for that long.
No.
Especially mum. Sorry, mum, but nope.
Love you, but you're ADHD and you constantly decorate.
It's literally like Harry Potter's moving staircases. When you go to her house, you're like, where are we? I was in the front room, but I swear this is the kitchen.
Or like, Mum, I swear you had a table there. Oh, yeah, no, I moved that upstairs and I put this down here instead. I'm like, Mum, your kitchen's a different colour. And then she's like, yeah, I'm going to paint it again. I don't like it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. So Ed Gein's inspiration wasn't a single event, but it was a toxic cocktail of his mother's fanatical teachings and a deep sedated identity crisis after her death. And he had some really sick, twisted fascination with anatomy. So when his mother died in 1945, Gein didn't just grieve, he began a desperate, psychotic attempt to become her and bring her back to life.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So,
wow.
Yeah. It's just so wrong. So the primary inspiration for everything Gein did was it's basically all for his mum, is where it all started from. So she had spent decades telling him that women were vessels of sin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after she died, Ed felt he could only be whole again if he literally inhabited her skin.
What? How
So
does that even make sense?
he began studying anatomy books and stories of sex reassignment surgery, which was just starting to hit like the news, and you could kind of have certain surgeries done back then. They're probably really botched surgeries, but you could get some done to become a different gender, and that's when it all kind of just started bubbling up.
But he was like, oh yes,
Yeah,
I get to be my mother.
But they didn't have a lot of money, this family, okay? They weren't rich. They were quite poor. Well, not poor, but they weren't.
Well, I mean, with the dad being an alcoholic and can't hold down.
They had the farm, but that was basically all they had. They didn't have money as such.
Yeah, they had assets.
So because he couldn't afford or access a surgery, he decided to create a female body of his own. So,
Come again?
He began exhuming the bodies of middle-aged women from local graveyards who resembled his mother.
Why not just dig up his mum?
He would then tan their skin to create leggings, masks, and a vest. And then he would wear that to stimulate being a woman.
What? Why not just buy leggings and tights or whatever? Just buy the stuff.
Because he wanted to be the vessel. He wanted to be in the vessel that would be where his mum would be, like he wanted to be that.
Wow.
And so
his little skin suit.
Yes, exactly that. So he was fascinated by stories of headhunters in the South Pacific and Nazi atrocities like Auschwitz and all of that stuff that's happening. And so he was obsessed. I don't know if you heard of it before, but there was a thing called the Butcher of, I cannot pronounce this, it is a German word, Brückenmord, Buchenmord, I don't know. Anyway, he was obsessed with this, like, it was like a comic book almost,
right? Okay.
Featuring this woman, and she was called the Butcher of Buchenmord. I don't know. I'm slaughtering that. No pun intended. But anyway, he refers to this one as it was the most notorious figures of the Holocaust, and she was the wife of Karl Otto Koch. I don't know. He was the commandant of the Buchenwald, and he was basically the commandant of the concentration camps. of 2 of the concentration camps.
Right, okay.
Basically, the wife of this man, she was the first person to start allegedly skinning the Jews.
Oh, wow.
In the concentration camps. And she would make lampshades with their skin.
That is gross.
So he would see these comics or this magazine that she was in, and that is where he learnt the art of flaying human flesh and making furniture out of it.
That is just gross.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking gross. So that is where the source of his craziness came from.
I mean, I can see why he's crazy.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, he was just obsessed with like the concentration camps and all of the horror that was going on. He was very interested in like true crime, murders, anything like that. This Butcher this lady that he's obsessed with.
Yeah.
This wife,
crazy lady.
The wife of this commander. I'm going to call him commander. I'm not 100% sure what he was doing, but it sounds like that's what he was in charge.
He was doing something horrible to innocent people.
Yes, him.
And then she was fillet of fish. And just putting them as a lampshade.
Pretty much, yeah. So headlines all across the US screamed about the woman who made lampshade of human skin, and that's how we saw it. And for men like Gein, who was already obsessed with anatomy and taxidermy, this turned a dark fantasy into a proven possibility. So Gein was a skilled trapper and woodsman. He already knew how to tan deer hides, by the way. So he already knew the process.
Well, yeah, he made himself a pair of leggings, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh God. So yeah, he had learned how to do all of that. So it was just the biggest trigger for him to start doing.
Did he make any shoes?
I don't know. Well, I do know, but
and then paint them red on the bottom and call them Louis Vuittons.
I don't think I'm ignoring that one. So we've covered up to when his mother died. After his mother died is when shit started getting real with Ed. So this is the transition from being a weirdo. The thing is, that's the one thing I do want to mention about Ed, is that people were like, he was harmless. Like, he was no one, if that makes any sense. Like, he was just
a nobody.
Yeah, like no one, people knew him, but he wasn't anyone special. Like, no one was like, oh, he would be a murderer. He had a weird, like, he was very like low-spoken voice, very calm voice, a bit stupid, dumb, but
like Lenny.
That's exactly it. Lenny. That is what he was like. And no one
Lenny
thought
didn't mean to kill the dog.
Yeah, he means to.
Or the pretty lady.
Yeah. But anyway, no one would think that he would be this crazy person that would be sewing people together. Pretty much.
How could he not? That's what scares me the most.
He was
the
like
fact
normal
that you
looking...
could walk past somebody
and they could be a psycho.
And they could be a serial killer. Apparently, in the UK, there's 3 to 5 serial killers, like, at one time. Like, right now, there's around 3 to 5 serial killers constantly.
Where?
In the UK.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
So thought you'd like that little bit of information.
I loved it. In 1946, Ed's shrine in his house. So in 1946, Ed has a shrine in his house, okay?
Okay. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, given how weird he is, but oh my God, is it to his mother?
It is.
Oh no.
Yeah. It is to his mother.
Look, Mum, I love you, but I'm never having a fucking shrine for you.
Definitely not this one.
That's a lot.
He is a lot. So after Augusta died, Ed boarded up the room that she used most. So the rooms that she used most. So the parlour and her bedroom and most of the upstairs, to be honest. And he kept them in pristine, museum-like condition. While the rest of the house, where he lived, descended to squalor. It was gross.
Well, yeah, his mum used to do the cleaning and all sorts for him. I presume. Well, no, he did chores, but
He didn't do the cleaning and stuff. He done like
well, so,
the
yeah, I suppose back
manly
then, yeah,
chores.
men weren't allowed to clean.
So this behaviour signalled as an inability to move past her death, and that laid the groundwork for his later attempts to recreate her through his gruesome crimes.
Imagine that though. You drag up a child
Mm-hmm.
so badly that he becomes a crazy ass serial killer who not only kills loads of random people, but he also digs up a load of people
Mm-hmm.
and then makes things out of them.
Yeah.
And wears them. I mean, some fucked up parenting.
Yeah, and like around this time that he's creating the shrine for her in the house, he has just found that bitch of Buchenwald, or whatever she's called. So that's happened around this time too, which is a great combination.
Lady. I'm just gonna call her the lamp lady.
The lamp lady, yeah. Let's call her Lamp.
Lampy.
And then in 1947, Ed makes his first trip to the Plainfield Cemetery.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. He claims that he was in a daze.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
he digs up the body of a woman who he didn't know personally, but who fit the Augusta profile.
How did he know that if he didn't know her personally?
I think he didn't know her, like, could go up her and talk to her, but he probably knew her name and what she had looked like.
Right, okay.
And this begins the mark of the 5-year period where he makes approximately 40 nighttime visits to local graveyards.
Wow. Just chilling with Casper and all the other little ghosts.
Yeah.
Making his little meat suit.
His little meat suit. It's so gross, honestly. So between the late 1947 and 1952, Gein had made, like I said, an estimated of 40 nocturnal visits to local cemeteries. He had 3 of them, which was Plainfield, Spiritland, and Hancock.
Yeah.
That's the name of the cemeteries, if you would like to know that.
One thing that I did take in from the documentary that I watched was they were saying about when he used to say that he didn't remember anything. They're like, it's funny how he'd say he doesn't remember things only when it relates to a crime. So he would remember what he'd done like yesterday or something like that if it's not crime related. But the moment it becomes a crime, it's, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, that must have been true because I don't remember that.
Yeah, how much of it is him being crazy and how much is it him being smart?
Yeah.
So,
because smart people can act crazy.
They can.
And do it well.
He would read the local newspapers to find women who had recently died, which is how he found. Specifically, middle-aged women who physically resembled his mother, Augusta.
Well, I suppose there'll be like photos of them in the
obituary, yeah. And then he'd be like, that one's mine. I'm going to get some skin off that one.
He's just basically reading a menu, isn't he?
He is. He claimed
that one's got brown hair and blue eyes. I will take that one.
He claimed he would drive his Ford sedan to the cemetery in a trance-like state, and if he woke up before reaching the gate, he would turn around and he wouldn't proceed.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you. Not.
He was a skilled manual labourer, and he would dig up the fresh graves often before the earth had settled and remove the bodies. He reportedly only took the bodies of women, though he did exhume some of his own female relatives. Can you imagine they've probably been dead for quite a long time as well?
Yeah. They're probably disgusted by that, or like bloated.
And he would transport the remains back to his farm, entering through the back and taking them to his workshop, in quotation marks, which was the kitchen and shed area.
I suppose so. In America, it's quite common for them to be embalmed, whereas in the UK, they're not really embalmed.
Yeah. I guess so.
So they would have been preserved for longer.
Yeah. Oh. So Gein applied the taxidermy skills he used on deer to human remains.
Because deers and humans are very similar.
They're very similar. He did murder a few people as well, allegedly. But
Did you also know that apparently he never actually went hunting?
What do you
He
mean?
never actually hunted. So this is another thing that was on the documentary. They were saying, I don't know if you've got it on your notes or not. So, sort of spoiler alert if you have.
I don't think I have.
He would go around to the neighbours and be like, "Hey, I've got some deer meat that I shot, and do you want some deer meat and stuff like that?" But he never actually went hunting. So they're presuming it was human.
They've got. I do go into a little bit of that. There's no. He always denied cannibalism.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of evidence in his house that suggested that something was going on.
Yeah, they found a human heart on the stove, didn't they?
And I will go into that in a minute.
So I'm just remembering little tiny bits from what I gathered earlier.
So he only confesses to 2 murders, but they were both instrumental. Like, he didn't mean for them to die.
Oh, I accidentally stabbed him 64 times in the chest. I didn't mean to. I slipped and fell.
So his first victim was called Mary Hogan. She was born around 1903. She was age 51 at the time of death. She was a tavern owner in Pine Grove, Wisconsin. She was known for being a robust, tough-talking woman who ran a local hangout called Mary's Tavern. So on December 8th, 1954, he decided to kill her. So psychologists believe that she was a trigger for Gein. She was a middle-aged woman who, despite being the same age as his mother, was sinful. And in Augusta's eyes anyway, because she served alcohol and she swore.
Oh my goodness. How dare she?
Yeah, and Gein later told the police she was nothing but a big, fat, foul-mouthed woman.
Wow.
Because, lovely man.
Delightful.
Gein shot her in the head with a .32 caliber pistol in the tavern. He dragged her body back to his truck and took him back to the farm. And police found her face, which in quotation marks is a death mask, and her skull. But do you want to know what the skull was for?
Oh no.
It was for a bowl.
For a bowl?
He would eat out of it.
Oh. See, the way you moved your hand made me think that he was playing puppets with her skull.
No. So
I was like, oh my god, he's got his own little puppet show going on.
When the police finally had arrested him and they went in there, there was a bowl. It was not a bowl, it was a skull. And that's what he used to eat beans out of.
Oh wow.
When
imagine that just I have no bowls. I'm just gonna use a skull.
He called it his special bowl.
Wow.
I mean, it was his first victim. I know some serial killers keep little tokens, but he kept
usually
a skull.
It's like a bit of hair or
about being hair attached to it. I don't know.
Oh, fucking skull used as a cereal bowl.
It's like
a bean bowl.
You can kind of imagine, the night before Christmas when the guy, the crazy possession takes his skull off and scratches his brain. That's what it's kind of like.
Yeah,
but it had beans in it. And then when asked about her disappearance by locals, Gein would ironically joke, "She's at the farm right now." And he used to joke about it. Like, he used to say, "Oh, I've made whatever out of someone," and he just wouldn't. They would just be like, "Oh, it's fine,"
because they didn't expect him to actually being serious.
But he was being serious. But people would just be like, "Okay, all right." People just didn't believe him.
It's crazy at it again.
Yeah, and so
he's like, "No, I've actually been wearing her face as a mask and eating beans out of her head."
So, like I said, he's only been he's only, confessed to 2 murders.
Yeah.
So the last murder was called Bernice Warden, and it was around 1899. She was aged 58 at the time of death. She was the owner of Warden's hardware store in Plainfield, and she was a respected widow in the community. So, on November 16th, 1957, it was more of a crime of convenience and freshness, in quotation marks. Gein was a frequent customer at her store, and he knew her schedule. It was opening day of deer hunting season, so he knew the town would be empty. He needed a fresh body to complete his woman's suit, in quotation marks.
Wow.
And chose Bernice because of her build.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So he shot her in the head with a .22 caliber rifle from the store's display rack. He used the store owner's truck to transport her body to his farm, and within hours of her disappearance, her son, a deputy by the way, found a receipt for antifreeze and made out made out to Gein. When the police raided the farm that night, they found her in the woodshed. She had been decapitated and dressed out like a deer.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. She was hung upside down by her ankles with her torso split open. Her head and heart were found inside the house in a burlap bag.
I mean, usually when somebody's like, oh, I'm gonna go kill someone, they shoot him and leave.
He did not do that. He had other plans.
That's it. I heard about her one on the documentary, and they said he took her car,
Mm-hmm.
but then he walked like 6 miles back to his car to pick his car back up and take it back to the farm.
Of course he did.
So it wasn't just like, I'm just going to take and put her in my car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take her car, walk 6 miles back.
It does make you think
thing.
he's using the insanity card.
But he's thought it out.
Yeah.
He's not stupid.
but
He's like, I can't leave my car there.
But it does make you think, was he schizophrenic, or was he just really clever at playing the part of like, right, I'm done this. If I'm too insane, I can plead insanity.
Yeah, and then I don't get killed for it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, if you said, oh, actually, no, I did do that, they'll be like, right, kill him.
So there was 2 unconfirmed deaths, like 2 unconfirmed victims, shall I say, that investigators suspected Gein for, but he never admitted to it.
Yeah.
So,
but she probably did do.
Yeah, there was because apparently there was like a sheer volume of material found in his home, but they could never. He never admitted to it, basically. So the first one was Georgia Walker, and she disappeared on May 1st, 1947. She was an 8-year-old girl who vanished while walking home. Gein denied this, but police found small articles of clothing that did not belong to adults, so they assume it was her. And then there was another girl called Evelyn Hartley, and on October 24th, 1953, she was a 15-year-old babysitter from La Crosse. Blood was found at the scene, but no body, and Gein was in the area at the time. And from what I've seen in the documentary, he took a babysitting job, apparently. I don't know if it's true or not, though. It's just, I've only seen it on the documentary that I watched, but who knows if it's true. But from what I've seen on there, he took this babysitting job. He then took the kids to his house, scared the shit out of them by putting his mother's face on, took them back. He got fired from the job, and then the babysitter went back to the job because she had polio or something, and then she was coming back after being ill and looking after the kids, and then he was like, you stole my job.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's why
I hate when people do that. They're like, they fuck up.
And then
And
they
they
were like,
blame everyone else for their fuck up. I'm like,
"Uh-huh."
no, you got yourself fired from that, from being a stupid idiot.
Mm-hmm. So the 2 victims that he did kill, that we have confirmed,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to know what he did to the bodies?
Oh, God.
So he would dress out the bodies by removing the skin in large sections to keep it intact. He used some methods that he used the same methods he used for deer hides, to preserve the human skin, tanning into a leather so he could sew it.
Mm.
He created a full body female bodysuit, including leggings made from human leg skin and a vest with breasts. So he confessed to wearing this around the farm at night, pretending to be his mother.
Wow.
Let's
just...
dive in to what the police did.
I mean...
Like what they found, not did.
I was going to say, I would suspect that they,
So
wanted to kill him. Especially since one of the victims was somebody's mother.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean did. I meant what they found when they arrested Gein. So let's go into the arrest, because I don't think we covered that part yet, have we? Well, I mean, basically, it was when that woman, the last one he murdered, and the deputy,
and they found her,
and then they went to arrest him,
hung like a deer.
Yeah. So the official inventory from the 1957 raid on the Gein farmhouse is extremely specific, as the police had to distinguish between parts taken from 2 murder victims and parts taken from the graves. I would hate to do can you imagine
distinguish between the 2?
I don't know, but can you imagine doing the inventory of the body parts?
Imagine the smell.
Apparently it was awful.
Well, yeah, you got rotten flesh.
According to the official reports inventory submitted during the investigation, here is the breakdown of the specific body parts and artifacts found.
Oh, artifacts. Oh, very fancy.
So this is the head and facial collection.
We have a collection.
There is a collection.
So the summer collection.
It's a bad collection. I do not see ASOS wanting to advertise that in their summer collection.
Some people collect stamps. Some people collect shoes.
Some people collect skin masks. So 9 skin masks.
Wow.
Yep. These were the tanned skin from faces of the women. They were stuffed with paper to retain the human shape and hung on the walls of his bedroom. That would have been terrifying.
I mean, was it just like the face, or was it like the hair as well?
It was the face. It wanted to wear the mask.
Okay, because when you said that stuff of paper, I imagine like he had the whole, not the skull, like removed the skull and just kept like the hair and face and stuffed it with paper. But if it's a face mask, then I'd say, yeah, just the face.
Can you imagine walking into that room and seeing these faces on the wall?
That's just...
So
also, the smell that he must smell when he puts them on his face.
Don't. So there were 10 skull tops. The upper
skull tops.
Mm-hmm. There were the upper portions of human skulls. Several were used as soup bowls, and some were mounted on his bedposts.
How lovely.
Yep.
So decorative.
Bernice Warden's head was found in a burlap bag, and Mary Hogan's skull was found in a box that had been cleaned of skin.
Huh. So, he hadn't quite got around to making those ones into his bowls.
Apparently he hasn't finished his collection of Tupperware and...
No. He didn't need that many soup bowls.
So, the women's suit and apparel. So there was a torso vest. It was a tunic made from women's torso, including their breasts. And this was the centerpiece of his suit.
Wow.
Leggings. There was a pair of leggings made from skin of human legs from the hip to the ankle, designed to be worn under the vest. There was a nipple belt Why is that so funny? It's so gross, but it's so it was about fashion from a series of human nipples sewn together.
Wow.
All I can imagine is, remember, like in like the early 2000s when you had those big bouts.
I was
the circular
literally
bouts.
thinking the same thing.
That's all I can imagine it looking like.
That is just crazy.
He had a necklace of tongues.
So I just think would he just randomly like get one of the tongues and like lick the nipple with the tongue?
Oh, don't. We have to, by the way, we do not find what he did funny.
No.
We have to make fun of the depressingness.
Yeah.
We
We have dark humour.
Yes.
So if you haven't realised that already, then
we don't mean
what
anything
have you
by
been
it.
doing?
We don't think what he done's funny. But it's kind of weird and funny at the same time. Not that he did to people. I'm going to stop talking. So,
Yeah. I think they understand.
The necklace of tongues, they were several human tongues dried and then strung together.
Wow.
I don't know what a dried tongue looks like.
I mean, if it's dried, I'd suggest it's probably quite small.
Mum, go away. I hope you heard that, Mum. I just muted you on Facebook and then you call me. So when you're listening to this on Friday, know that I'm mad at you and you need to stop calling me at inconvenient times.
On Tuesdays in the evening, don't call.
Yeah.
Oh, she's trying to call me now.
Mum, stop it. We should put her on we should answer and put her on
Should we do it?
on the podcast.
No, let me call her back. Oh God. Right. I'll put her on FaceTime. Hello.
Hello.
You are currently on our podcast right now.
Oh.
By the way, we've just told everyone how annoying you are at calling at inconvenient times and shamed you.
So we thought we would just get you on here.
Oh, fantastic.
You interrupted the necklace of tongues, Mum.
And the nipple belts.
The what?
The necklace of tongues and the nipple belts.
What is your subject this week?
Ed Gein.
Ah, okay, yeah. When's that out? Friday?
Yeah.
Nice.
So you'll be able to hear yourself on Friday.
Can you just edit me out, please?
No. That's what you get for calling during recording.
She knew.
I thought you must be, so try calling Stacey as well, and you both hung up on me.
No, I know.
Are they doing something together?
It's almost like we do this every Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I need to talk to you. I don't want to talk.
Well, we'll talk to you after the podcast.
Okay, how long are you going to be?
Probably like half an hour.
Okay, all right then. I'll speak to you in a little.
Okay.
Edit me out.
No.
See you later.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Inconvenient, Mum. Right. So she interrupted the necklace. Right. We talked about necklaces of tongues. Yes.
Yeah.
So now we are on there's also a window shade pull. You know, like the little curtain, little pulls. The things you pull the curtain shades.
Oh right, yeah, the little pulley thing.
Yeah. He made one of those out of human lips.
Human lips. You say lips or lips?
Lips.
Lips. Oh,
Lips.
I mean,
a window shade pulled out of lips. I don't even know how that would work.
I'm just trying to think of how it worked. Like, you know, like the. Oh, is it like the thing that keeps the curtain open? Or is it like the pull cord that you have on a blind?
I think it's a pull cord on the blind.
They have to be quite strong.
I guess lips are quite tough. I don't know.
I mean, if it was one that keeps the curtain open, that would be more understandable.
But it's a pull. I don't know, and I don't want to. I kind of want to know what it looks like, but I also don't.
Yeah. I'll just leave that up to the imagination, I think.
So, do you want to leave this up to the imagination as well? So, we're going to go into the genital collection.
Ooh, how fancy.
This is the higher end. This is like the Anne Summers collection.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
the Love Honey
yeah, we went from
Bondera.
ASOS, we're going to
Yeah.
Went
ASOS to Victoria's Secret
yeah.
to now Love Honey and Bondera and all the other ones and Summers.
Okay. So there was a shoebox collection.
Okay, so we got Louis Vuittons.
Yeah, well, they are this is the collection containing 9 vulvas.
Oh, okay. So not Louis Vuitton.
No, it's more like the car collection, isn't it? Volvo vulvas.
That's actually what we called Nino's car because he had a Volvo at one point.
Well, he has Ed Gein's collection.
Yeah.
There was salted remains.
Salted?
One of the vulvas was painted with a silver paint and had been salted, a preservation technique used in taxidermy.
So it was a preserved, shiny vulva.
It was.
She got a vajazzle.
She did get a vajazzle, whoever this lady was. So Gein admitted to wearing these parts whilst he was dressed in a skin suit to further become a woman. Maybe when he was feeling really fancy, he put the silver one on.
I mean, how did he wear it though? Did he open them and put his dick through them so that it's kind of like poking out? Or did he tuck it in and then put the vulva on the outside?
Pass. Leave that one up to the imagination. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going into that one. So this is the household furniture and utensils collection.
Ooh.
He's got
this is the IKEA.
I guess it's a build it yourself one he's collected.
Yeah, it's a DIY.
We do not mean to offend anyone. I feel like I need to keep saying that. So there was 4 kitchen chairs, made a matching set. So these seats have been reupholstered with strips of human skin.
There was leather chairs.
There was lampshades, so made from the skin of human face. This was the most direct parallel to the Elise Coach report, the lamp lady.
Yeah.
There was a waste paper basket because why the fuck not?
That person was so bad they became a bin.
They were literal trash. And that was made from a section of human skin.
How lovely.
He made a hand drum.
Oh yeah, just a bit of music.
A drum made from a coffee can with skin stretched over the top of it.
Lovely.
I don't know what he did. Maybe he was playing the drum whilst dressing as his mum. I don't know.
He was probably singing a lovely song.
Probably. So there was bone implements, so various knives and spoons made from human bones.
I mean, I suppose they'd be good, strong utensils.
There was a heart. There was the heart of Bernice Warden, which was found in a plastic bag near the stove. There was a box of scraps.
Oh, like the little arts and craft box.
Yeah.
You have scrap bits of ribbon where you have scrap bits of flesh.
So there's a box of scraps. So there's various pieces of skin and bone that Gein had not quite processed yet. And it was just there. Like, it was just like, I might get to you. Might make you into a glove. Maybe you need some winter
arts and crafts with you later.
Make a paper chain. That'd be the worst Christmas decorations that he would create.
All the best. You never know.
I don't think it would be the best.
Krampus might approve.
Krampus would approve, yes.
I don't think Spoon Licker would approve much, though.
No, because it's not a spoon. He'll be licking human bone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So now we've spoken about that, I do want to quickly say, because I forgot to say it earlier, I didn't forget, we kind of started it and then I went into the itinerary instead of talk about the actual raid itself. So the police arrived at Gein's farm on the 16th of November 1957 because there was no electricity. They searched with flashlights. You can imagine how terrifying that would be.
Yeah, I would not want to search a place and have a death face mask
no
staring at me.
So in the woodshed it was dark and the deputy felt something brush against his shoulder.
Oh.
He thought it was a deer carcass, but when he shone the light on it, he found Bernice Warden. She had been dressed out, like I said, like a deer, beheaded, gutted, and hung upside down from the rafter by her ankles using a crossbar.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Such a lovely man.
He's just a piece of shit, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then they go into the house and obviously there's just people everywhere. And it's not like a fun party kind of people everywhere.
It's an arts and crafts for one.
So one of the biggest questions that people ask a lot is, was he a cannibal? Like we said earlier.
I mean, sounds like he is.
Yeah. And it's largely because the way his story was, it's a lot like Hannibal Lecter. Like he just kind of went under the radar and fucked people up.
The thing is, like, you have that many body pieces. Where's the meat?
Well, yeah. So when investigators searched the kitchen on November 16th, 1957, they found several items that led them to suspect cannibalism. So there's a heart in the stove, which was Bernice Warden's heart, and it was found in a plastic bag near a pot on the stove. Some reports claim it was in the pan, ready to be cooked, but the official police reports inventory simply stated that it was in the kitchen area. There was organs in the fridge. So police found various organs stored in the refrigerator and in shoeboxes throughout the house.
I can imagine the smell.
And there was residue in the skull bowls. So some of the human skull tops had been used as bowls, reportedly contained a greyish, semi-dried substance. The police initially suspected it was soup made from human remains.
Lovely.
During Gein's interrogation, Gein was surprisingly candid about the grave robbing and the murders, but he drew a fine line at eating people. He said they smelled too bad when he was asked if he ever practiced cannibalism or had sex with the bodies, which was necrophilia. Gein expressed disgust and he told the investigators that the bodies smelled too bad for him to consider doing anything like that. And Gein insisted that his interest was purely structural. He wanted to use the skin and bones to recreate his mother, and he vowed that the internal organs were a waste or biological scraps rather than food.
Gross.
Yeah.
Do you know that there's a certain STI that you can only get from sleeping with a corpse?
I did, yes. I can't remember where I heard that.
Because there was a woman. There's been a few stories of these women finding out the horrible way, but there's one when she slept with a man, and she then went and got tested, and they were like, "Have you been sleeping with a dead body?" Because I think she had like this rash on her face from where he had like kissed her, and she was like, "No, like that's gross." And they're like, "Well, you've got this like STI."
Right.
And that's how they had found out that he had been sleeping with dead bodies and he had worked in a morgue. So, yeah, little fun fact.
That's...
If you know someone who's male and works in a morgue, well, even females, if you know somebody who works in a morgue, test them. Because they might just be a weirdo.
I can't even imagine why someone would think, yeah, that looks good. I can't even go near a dead animal.
No, I know. Like I've had to deal with dead bodies before, and at no point did I think, well, that looks nice. I just don't get it. How someone can... Ugh.
I don't know. So once Gein was first arrested in 1957, he was evaluated at Central State Hospital for the criminally insane. And here is what the doctors actually found.
Okay.
So he was unfit for trial. So initially, he was found mentally incompetent to stand trial. He couldn't understand the charges against him or help in his own defense because his grip on reality was gone.
No, I just think he was that clever that he was playing stupid.
Yeah, so Gein claimed he didn't remember the murders or the grave robberies clearly. He described being in a daze or in a trance. This is a classic symptom where the person disconnects from their actions, almost like they were watching a movie of someone else doing the crimes.
So he'd do this for so long, for so many years.
5 years, yeah.
5 years. So he was in trance the whole time then. Because he was digging up the bodies and then he was sewing them all
Well,
together.
you're living in a house of horrors.
And then you're wearing them as if they're your mother.
You're dancing around the house in your mum's outfits.
How is that? Have you been in trance for the whole time? Or are you like yourself when you're stitching them up? Like, oh, I don't know how this body got here, but I'm just going to stitch it up.
Doctors noted that he had a flat affect. He could talk about the most gruesome details of skinning a human being with the same tone of his voice someone would give to talk about the weather. Like, he didn't feel like the horror of what he had done because his brain had recategorized those victims as objects or parts.
Because he turned them into objects.
Yeah.
That's why. Because they're his like dining room furniture. He's been eating soup and crap out of their heads.
Yeah, so he was a model patient as well, of course.
They always are.
Yeah, once he was medicated and in a structured environment, the hospital, he became a model patient. He wasn't crazy in the way people imagined. He wasn't like screaming or violent or anything like that.
No, he just
He was a gentle, polite, soft-spoken man. This is actually common with certain types of schizophrenia without the triggers of his lonely farm and his mother's memory. And the monster simply went back to sleep. Or did he just get what he wanted? He got his fill of killing a bunch of people and then didn't have any...
Yeah, and then they medicated the fuck out of him. So he was like, oh, I'm in Doolally land now. I'm just quite happy in this padded cell.
Yeah. And so after Gein and all this type of stuff, there was a movie called Psycho that came out, and that was inspired by Ed Gein's story.
Yeah.
So, and that's how the whole movie came about. And then there was also in Chainsaw Massacre, there was someone called like Tanface or something like that, and that was also kind of meant to be linked with Ed Gein. There's just a lot of stuff.
A lot of the
I feel like I might have missed some parts, but there was so much stuff about him. It was hard to get like all of the information, and lots of it is alleged.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this could have happened, but no one really knows if it definitely happened.
It's literally the documentary I watched. So, like, he might have slept with his mother, but he might not have.
Yeah, like,
he might have eaten this person. He might not have.
His relationship was very weird with his mum. So yes, 100% he could have, but no, there's no reports he was very cagey about that type of thing.
And if you're going to play crazy, you would lean in that. If you were actually going to properly play crazy, you'd be like, this is my childhood. This is the reason why. I can't help it. I'm just mentally not okay. But instead, he's played I was not with it for 5 years. I don't remember any of it.
Except I can tell you exactly what happened with the dead bodies, and I don't really care. Yeah. It's like...
I can tell you what I done with them, but I don't know where I got them from.
Yeah.
I don't remember killing them. But I can tell you how I can sew them up and make them into an armchair. Like, that just doesn't make sense.
And I hope you know that, like, the nice thing is that he died.
Yay.
Ed Gein is dead. He passed away on July 26th in 1984 at the age of 77. And he died in the Mental Health Institute in Madison, Wisconsin. The death was respiratory and heart failure due to cancer. Well,
probably from eating dead bodies.
Probably.
Other people.
He deserved everything.
I mean, if you're going to eat a body, it can cause random shit to happen. Like, you're not supposed to eat human meat.
You're not meant to.
It can make, like, your face swell up and everything.
Yeah. But that is the story of Ed Gein.
Lovely. I really wanted to learn about nipple belts and boxes full of vulvas.
Did you not?
I mean, you can buy them online, you know. You don't have to make your own box of them.
What? Preserved?
Well, you can buy latex ones or whatever they are. Silicone.
Technically, he was the start of the latex ones.
He founded Aunt Summers.
Oh, no, he was not. Right.
So if anybody listening and you thought to yourself, I really want a vulva, buy one online. That's silicone. Don't go stealing somebody else's.
You can paint your own if you really want to. No, I mean like paint your own silicone one. Not,
okay. Yeah. We're not stealing people. Okay, we're stealing their body parts and putting them in the shoebox. Shoebox of shame.
Well, this was a weird episode to record.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you guys for listening for so long. Again, it was another long episode, but there was so much information to put out there. I didn't want to give too much information that I wasn't sure what was true, what wasn't true.
Yeah.
There's lots of stuff going around and lots of Chinese whispers of things that happened. So that is the story of Ed Gein.
And the crazy nipple belts.
Well, I think again this week we're just going to end that here.
Yeah.
We won't do next time we'll do the Would You Rather.
Okay. Yeah.
Or some weird story that we'll come up with, but I feel like we're both tired and we started the episode late today, so
yeah, and I've got to drive home and it's windy as hell.
It's not very nice.
I do not want to drive home because I'm tired.
Thank you so much guys for listening, and if you could give us a like and a share and all of that fun stuff on TikTok and Instagram. We're just shoving all of the information out here. Just follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Everything's in the show notes
and if
below.
you listened this far, let us know what your favourite piece of inventory.
I feel like there should not be a favourite one.
Okay, the one that you found most disturbing.
What you think the collection should be called?
Ed's springtime collection.
I don't know. Meats.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, we're stopping now. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.